Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Buzz Unplugged. Give me a one in the chat if you can hear me. It's so good to see you again this morning. Had a great live last night, and I hope you all were able to join us with Lady Freedom Raw Narrative and Kiki True Crime 2025. It was just a fabulous panel. Hope everyone's there. Can you hear me? Give me a one, please. Hello, Frank. Hello, Gypsy Girl, Panda Bear's mom. Good to see all of you. Hi, Beth Leg. Good to see you too. How is everyone doing today? I know a lot's been going on in the streets of YouTube regarding Sebastian, a lot of updates, a lot of emotions. Today is our chance with Unplugged to take a little break, unplug and prepare ourselves for National Prepared Month because that's what September is. Hello to everyone. Hey, Star. Hey, Randa. Also, September is Suicide Prevention Month, so we will also be covering that this month. Lots going on. Rest in peace, Liam, little Liam, who's been found, and rest in peace, Renesmee. Oh my goodness, what a story. All the children need to be blessed, brought home, and protected better. Especially when we have foster care and CPS involved. It is so frustrating. But I hope you all enjoyed our show yesterday where we discussed the unknown number, the high school catfish. Shocking that a mother would be the one cyberbullying her own daughter. But then again, is it so shocking with all we see in these cases, right? Hey, JH, hello. So, we're going to talk a little bit today as we see fires and floods and hurricanes. I was one who evacuated for Hurricane Harvey when I lived on the Gulf Coast. Very scary. My home touched, but I had roofs coming off around me. And when we returned home back to our island, we didn't have streets. People were floating in canoes and kayaks. It was just terrifying. We evacuated to Houston with friends and couldn't get back to the island because it was flooded all the way to Houston, bringing out their boats, people standing on their roofs. Terrifying. We were prepared because when you live on an island, you know to prepare. But sometimes there's things you just don't think of, right? Hi, Baba Rose. So today we're just going to go over a few things, unplug a little bit, and we'll get back into it. I have a live tonight around 9-ish Eastern time, and we are into an audio that was released in January regarding Sebastian's case from a neighbor that I have never played for you. That was around when my mom passed away, so I just never got on top of it and played it for you. And then I have an update from Nick Barris. There's some articles out there from local news in Nashville regarding Sebastian. So we're just going to get into what is going on, what are the updates tonight, and then listen to that audio that traveled all across the YouTube universe. And we are the YouTube streets, excuse me, and we are going to hear that tonight. So welcome in, everyone. So good to have you. Let me go ahead and see what we want to make sure is that we're prepared, right? So what I want to ask is, do you all know the 4 easy steps to making a family plan? Let me get this out here because this is really important. How will I receive emergency alerts and warnings? I know some of you have said you don't get your Amber alerts, you don't get emergency alerts. Hey, Lori, good to see you. Everyone, welcome in. So here is how you can see the first step in making a plan is knowing that you are signed up for emergency alerts and warnings. And they're from the iPause system. I'm clicking in the wrong window, excuse me. Okay, they use a system, that's not the one I want to show you. They use a system called the iPause. Hold on one second. And that's where you make sure you are signed up. Now, you want to go into the settings on your phone and make sure you have enabled listening to the wireless emergency alerts. So, if you are not receiving alerts or any other alerts, go into your settings, and you can do that right now if you want while we're here. Go into your settings and make sure you are allowing those alerts. Let me see here. Also, another thing I want to bring up is in your phones, you have an opportunity to put like emergency contacts and health contacts. And I have those done in my phone, and I highly recommend that you do that in your phone. You go under the emergency SOS, and it will ask you questions, but you can insert any medical needs you might have, any allergies, your emergency contacts. And it's very vital in case you're unconscious and someone comes to you, right? And needs to help you and reach others for you. So these are on your phone. You have that on your phone, Beth? Good. Rhonda says, we shelter at my apartments and people start knocking on doors. 97 live here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So you guys have in place. Yeah, it's really important to know where you're going to shelter, because you will get those alerts from the Amber Alert, the National Weather Service, all of the above, if you make sure you have your wireless emergency alerts on. And they look like text messages, but are designed to get your attention with that unique sound and vibrating that repeats twice. No network congestion will stop or disrupt those texts. Now, there is a system called iPause. Let me pull that up for you. And that explains what that is, the system that they use. Hold on, I was looking up all the Amber Alerts real quick, so I had everything. I had it ready, but pulled it down. Okay. iPause is FEMA's national system for sending public safety alerts and warnings through various channels like cell phones, but you have to have your wireless emergency alerts activated on your phone. Television and radio, which is the emergency alert system, you know where that comes across, and weather radio. Very important. Go into your cell phones and make sure you receive all of those alerts, not only Amber Alerts, but also emergency alerts and weather alerts, because that is the first part of making your plan. Hold on one second. There you all are. I lost you for a second. Okay, yours are all on? Okay, good, Lori. All I need is Jesus, Coffee, and True Crime says, Buzz, they found the missing 7-year-old body this morning that was missing in my city. We're very saddened today. All I need is Jesus. Is that Liam? I had a picture of him up today. Who's the child you're speaking of? All I need is Jesus. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's hard for me to keep track of who has whom in what town. Minnie Panthers just had a 14-year-old missing in her town last night. They found her. So I'm wanting to know, all I need is Jesus. Who did they find? And rest in peace, this little angel. And do they suspect foul play? Yes, Liam. Oh, goodness. I had his picture up a little bit earlier. All I need is Jesus. Let me share it with you all again. I thought I had it up. So this is little Renesmee. She was also found also. Her mother now facing charges, and let me tell you, it's her foster mother. It is her foster mother. Wait, sorry, you all. Did I share that with you? Yeah, her foster mother is responsible. And Minnie, I just texted you. Your friend was, the one in your area has been found. Yes. And let's go to little Liam and give him some. Before we get started, little Liam has been found as well. Oops, sorry. He was found in a pond. Liam King, there you go. Liam King was found in a pond in Randolph County, deceased. Bless his heart. Look how beautiful he is. Authorities say they found the body of 7-year-old boy who went missing over the weekend. Liam King was found dead in a pond. Then Randolph County Sheriff's Office said on Tuesday afternoon. The office said the discovery was made about a tenth of a mile from where he was staying. I wish we had positive information to give you, said the Randolph County. Can you all still hear me? Okay. Said the Randolph County. It just told me my sound went out. Said the Randolph County Sheriff Greg Seabolt on Tuesday. Hopefully we can learn something from this and be better next time. Our goal was to find him alive, and we did not achieve that goal. Seabolt said the body was sent to the medical examiner in Chapel Hill. The investigation will take several weeks to determine what exactly happened. His mother's boyfriend was watching King when he disappeared, according to Seabolt. Anytime you deal with a child, you become somewhat emotional, Seabolt said. You know, we all have kids. I got grandkids, and you put yourself in that position. This child had a life to live, and it was taken from him. Seabolt said it's too early to determine if charges will be pressed. King, who officials said was nonverbal, was last seen at his home near Forest Hills Drive in Asheboro. We're talking North Carolina, correct? Asheboro, around 11 a.m. on Sunday morning. Officials said Liam walked away from the area and an Amber Alert was issued. It's right down the road from you. Oh my goodness. I can imagine how that's affecting your community. All I need is Jesus. We just started talking, welcome in, Rosalie, about Liam King being found drowned. And All I Need is Jesus lives right near him. And then also Renesmee. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me say her name again. Ooh, that's terrible. Sorry. Renesmee. Yes, I was right. Her foster mother. This story's terrible. I'll read it to you real quick. Police discovered the body of Renee. Well, let's keep with Liam real quick before I transfer over. Liam was found. Liam King, 7 years old in North Carolina. He is deceased. They do not know if charges will be pressed. The mother's boyfriend was watching him when this occurred, and an Amber Alert was issued. And I want to just rest in peace. Is so sad. And then we have Renesmee also. Let me get Renesmee's story up here. This is little. Oh, that's not the one I want. Hold on. I want the one with her picture on it. Then a newly released This is about Renesmee. She's 9 years old, was 9 years old, revealing chilling accounts that led up to her death. And she did live with her foster parents. I am going to share this tab. That's what we were talking about first, is rest in peace, Liam King, and rest in peace, little Renesmee Utsi. Pennsylvania State Police were called to a home in this is in Pennsylvania, Fayette County, in Dunbar Borough at noon on Wednesday to help find 9-year-old Renesmee Utsi, authorities said. And this was last Wednesday. According to the report, Sarah told police she put the child to bed at 30. Shipley said she grounded Renesmee a month prior and took away her electronic devices, according to the complaint. Sarah Shipley was the court-ordered custodian of Renesmee. Fayette County District Attorney Michael Abule said Courtney Utsi was the live-in caretaker in a relationship with Miss Utsi had adopted at least one of the other children in the household. Utsi and Shipley were in a relationship in which the children were referred to Courtney Utsi as mom and Sarah Shipley as dad. Shipley alleges she woke up by a different child around noon on September 3rd. Just heartbreaking. So hard to Think about what these kids go through. She was awakened by a different child around noon on September 3rd. First of all, why is she sleeping at noon? And if she's got children in her home, and walked to the victim's room, which was then empty. The complaint states Shipley told officials she was told by her other children in the house that Renesmee had talked about running away. When authorities were waiting on a search warrant, a child apologized to troopers and said she had not told the truth before adding, "I'm never going to see my baby sister again because she's in heaven." This juvenile became willing to share information with us that she hadn't been when she was alone with the caretakers. There were things going on in this house that were intimidating to the children. Troopers say another sibling told them the children's mother, Courtney Utsi, killed her sister and put Renesmee in a tote. Utsi is described by police as Renesmee's adoptive parent. There were certain things that we observed, certain statements that we've had, and evidence we've gathered that would seem to suggest that anybody in the household would have been aware of what was going on. Any abuse that happens in front of a parent is to be reported. That parent is as responsible as the other if they don't. Huh, KP? As troopers continued to interview one of the children, one allegedly told police she last saw Renesmee alive Tuesday night around 10 p.m. The child told troopers she heard Utsi and Shipley say they were going to take the victim to a river far, far away. Oh my gosh. According to the child said she heard Renesmee screaming and then saw Utsi and Shipley yelling at her before kicking her in the stomach. The complaint says when the pair saw the child watching, Shipley punched her in the mouth. The evidence that I have seen and the evidence that I think we've gathered at this point would to suggest a systemic pattern of abuse on the part of one or more of the children in the home. The kids didn't go to school. They weren't around a lot of professionals that would have observed what we think are clear indicators. These children were underweight and potentially malnourished. We have to seek further evidence of that. The report continues to say the children saw the victim in a black garbage bag that was inside a broken tote carried by Utsi. She told officials it looked like her sibling was sleeping. When interviewing Utsi, she alleged a week prior Renesmee had burned her back in a bathtub. Yeah, sure. The report says Utsi claimed the burn might have been infected, causing her to throw up Tuesday night. Utsi alleges she tried to remove the vomit and perform CPR, but Renesmee died. According to the complaint, Utsi told police she worried about calling 911 because she didn't want to get into trouble due to the burn and how skinny Renesmee looked. She then told police she put the victim into a black bag and then a tote before pulling off along the Yahogany River and placing it along the shore bank. Police later found the body near Smithton Borough. She is facing multiple charges in Renesmee's death, including criminal homicide, aggravated assault with attempt to cause injury with extreme indifference, aggravated assault of a victim less than 13, and the concealing the death of a child. On Utsi's court docket, the charges are dated back to August 27th. Some of the information that's been provided to us is that there was some type of injury or illness that led to the child's death over a course of time. Sounds like a manual. We're not alleging that the child was deceased on the 27th. I believe there have been statements and some information that we've received is that the child possibly became and then had a decline over time. There was a conscious decision not to seek medical attention for the ailments. As of Thursday evening, Shipley, the one that they call Dad, has not been charged. There's just these people, really? These people. Let's get back to our real quick. I know you want to talk about you all, and we can. It kind of brings our mood down a little bit, doesn't it, you all? Hello, me and you. Hello, everyone in here. Hi, Social Butterfly. Yes, we were just talking about Liam. He was found in a pond, deceased. Heartbreaking, sad, nonverbal. And I don't understand why why a foster mom, how a foster mom could not have an educational plan in school for the children. Didn't the county make sure the children were going to school? She's Renesmee was set 9. Why would she not have been in school? None of it makes sense. It's all I know, I have chills up and down my arms. It's just kinda changed the mood of my day. So and I know a lot of you are feeling a certain way too, and Minnie, I'm glad the one near y from your town has been found. I do wanna share with you while we're talking about these children, let me go ahead and share with you because there are 2 Amber Alerts, and they've been missing since June 22nd, possibly headed to an FLDS group. And if you don't know what FLDS is, that's that branch that broke off from the Latter-day Saint Mormon Church, and they have their own community. If you've not seen the show, oh my goodness, Being Polygamy, watch it because they also help kids escape from the FLDS group. And these kids might be headed there. Now, Alan also has a sister missing. They've been missing since June 22nd from Montview, Idaho. He is 13, male, white, blonde hair, blue eyes, 5'9", 135 pounds. Last seen wearing blue shirt and blue jeans. Update, how they are traveling is unclear. Amber Alert, Alan Fisher, 13, 5'9", 130 pounds. Blonde hair, blue shirt, blue eyes. I'm sorry, blue eyes, blonde hair, blue shirt, blue jeans. And Rachel Fisher, his sister, is 15, 5'5", 135 pounds, blue eyes, brown hair, green dress. Last seen at 7 p.m. on June 22nd in Montview, Idaho. They may be headed to an FLDS group in Mendon, Utah. Let me see how far that is from me. How they are traveling is unclear, and they may be with adult siblings. Those groups are unbelievable. The FLDS group is run by Warren Jeffries. He is in prison, but he is still running the group, giving them laws, giving them revelations. What happens in that group, which as if you watch Escaping Polygamy, you'll learn from the kids who get out of there, that oftentimes they'll remove a parent from them and put them in isolation for months or years at a time, and the kids don't get contact with those parents. They'll say, "You've done something wrong. You need to go repent." And they're isolated somewhere far, far away, and they're watched. You know, Christina says, "I thought he was running from that sect of LDS." Well, I'm not sure. They think they may be running to it, but possibly these older siblings having taken them to it, right? Here is his sister Rachel. Now, this is the hairstyle those FDL wear. It's the rolled on the top and the long braid in the back. They're not allowed to cut their hair. They're not allowed to wear makeup. And this is Alan's 15-year-old sister, Rachel, who may be with them. They may be with adult siblings. Let me see where Mendon, Utah is as opposed to where I am. An hour away. Oh, it's not far from Logan. Okay. It's not far from you guys. It's an hour away. It is an hour away. Christina said, "I thought his older sister ran away years ago and these two were joining her outside the cult." Christina, I'm sorry, I have not researched this. I'm just bringing up the Amber Alert. So I have not gone and dug deep into the case, but what they think is they could be traveling with adult siblings. So they indeed could be joining their older sister. So many kids missing. I'm concerned though if they've got them back in because that is a place where kids were fleeing from and asking to be saved and rescued. Hi, Woman's Wear. Good to see you. So we are going to, that is going on. We have 2 Amber Alert children today, and we have 2 children who have been found deceased. And I have a dog crying in the background, and I'm very sorry. She's been out all day. She just wants to go to the LAKE. So we're going to go ahead and get to our National Prepared Month. Unless, let me share it with you all. Why is it not popping up every time I pull it up? Oh, there it is. Okay. So for National Prepared Month, the biggest thing is not to be thrown into emergencies without being prepared. So make sure you have your iPause, your alerts on, your cell phone is accepting the wireless emergency alerts, and you will get the alerts whether they are weather, disaster, or Amber Alert. Now, the next thing that's so important is knowing your risk. Know what could happen wherever you and your family live. So if you're on the coast, let me pull this up like this. If you're on a coast near water, or if hurricanes are a thing. If you're in an area where there's tornadoes, earthquakes, flooding, lots of fires going on around Oregon and all over. Now, if you know of those things or in your area, that's the first step, is knowing what risks there are. So then well, what do I need to do be safe? Yes, the FDLS broke off from the LDS Church. They are not still part of the Mormon Church. They have been an excommunicated branch of the LDS Church. So I do know that. That's what I know. So it's a terrible place. Their leader is Warren Jeffries, is in prison because he married a child. I believe she was 12 years old. And if you ever go watch that show, it is absolutely disgusting to see him with his arm around her, kissing her. Just absolutely gross. So I do recommend escaping from polygamy, because that is quite a show, and you learn quite a lot about what goes on in some of these not sex, S-E-X, but sex, S-E-C-T-S. And the children want to get out. They need to get away. I remember one girl, her story was amazing, Yolanda, and she said, even dying would be better than spending one more day with the FDLS. Very, very, they have this thing called the God Squad, where if you pull into their town, I think it's Colorado City, but I want to make sure. Yeah. If you pull into their town called Colorado City, which is in Arizona, by the way, they will race you down, try and get you off the road, scream, call you names, because they have something called the God Squad, who is supposed to identify anyone who doesn't belong in there. And the God Squad, when they go in to rescue kids, people who have asked them to rescue them, in this escaping polygamy, 3 girls who escaped polygamy started saving and helping other people escape. And that's where the show came about, Escaping Polygamy. And I wish it was still on. I love that show. I've watched the series numerous times. And I'm sorry we're getting off the beaten path, but sometimes that's what we do. And Sister Wives, I can't, I have a hard time watching it too. So hi, Harry, welcome in. So these kids who do escape, the way they talk about their fathers, who have some of them 70 to 100 to 200 kids, the abuse is unbelievable. And they are groomed to marry older men. So what happens is when they get around 15, 16, they start having to meet with the bishop, and they know then that they're about to be married off. And a lot of them reach out then to get picked up, escaped, and leave that life. And as soon as they leave that life, they're shunned. Just like in Amish country, if you leave the Amish, the families won't speak to them at all. Their siblings aren't allowed to speak to them. They actually tear them out of the photos. And the horrors that these children speak of are just terrible. So these girls are groomed. They have dances for them. And in the show, you'll see they give you actual footage that the men that are there are not kids their age, they're grown men, older men, that they're dancing with 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, and it's just absolutely disgusting. So it's inbred, they do inbreed because they do marry their cousins, they're this, they're that, um, and so they do that because they wanna keep their race white. I hate to say it, that's how they are. We don't talk, politics in our chat, please. Thank you. I know it's hard sometimes when these topics come up, but let's just not talk politics right now, but you're welcome in, Harry, and we're glad you're here. Everyone, so it's just really, really so if those kids are heading back to the FDLS, if they're worried about that, I worry for them because they got whoever removed them, they're gonna be inundated, and another thing, the boy is 13, what they start doing is because they want the young girls to marry the old men, they start sending the young boys away. Like, ice just kicking them out and nowhere to go. They're just lost. So and there's one episode where the girls do go save one of the lost boys who was kicked out, and he ended up on drugs, he had nowhere to go, he didn't know anything, they just kick him out because they don't want the competition, they don't want the girls to be with them, they want the older men to marry the young girls. All about control. Very. Me and you, I need to look more into that. A lot of you have been asking me about, um, Scientology lately, and, I wanna look more into it. I really don't know a lot. The reason I do know a lot about the FLDS is because of the show Escaping Polygamy. Highly recommend it. You will learn a lot. And in these children's cases that are on the Amber Alerts, I'm praying they are not being returned back there. Most likely will be separated. He will be if he's 13, he'll be gone in a year or 2, they'll kick him out because they don't want him to compete with the older men for the girls' attention. They're not even allowed to make eye contact with each other, really. The young kids who are male and female. Yes. And that's a good show for us to do. I will write that down as a topic for our Buzz Unplugged to do cults, right? But would you all put a 1 if you would be interested in show on some of the cults out there, and a 2 if you don't want that topic. A 1 if you're interested in the cults, a 2 if you do not want that topic. Oh, Tom Cruise left Scientology? Gypsy Girl, me and you as well, and me and you, then I can do a little research for you about Scientology as well. Okay, Randa Smith. Okay, I'll write that down as a topic. I think that's an interesting topic. Our next topic is going to be sounds great. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, Diane, Panda. Our next topic is going to be suicide prevention because that is also September month. Hey, Minnie, but I wanted to start with the preparedness because we never know when something's going to hit. Okay, so let's share. Am I sharing that with you guys right now? I am. So you need to know the risks that are around. So if you live in an area that's flooding, that's what you need to prepare for. If you're in Cali and you have earthquakes, you're going to prepare for earthquakes. If you're on the Gulf Coast or anywhere, hurricanes, which means boarding up your way, things like that. And after you've identified what risks are around you, you need to make a family emergency plan. If you live alone, I highly recommend that you have on your phone, like I said when we started this, please go into your emergency systems on your phone and put down family contacts, friend contacts, whoever your emergency contacts are, and tornadoes. That's right. And also put down any medical allergies or alerts that they need to have. Do that on your phone, please, today. It's so important. You don't know what's going to happen when. Have your emergency information in your phone. Sign up for all the alerts. making sure your cell phone is allowing those wireless emergency alerts to come through. And then if you have that, you will receive the weather alerts, the emergency alerts, and the amber alerts. How many of you have an emergency plan? Give me a 1 if you've got one and a 0 if you do not. Where we're going to begin is about, okay, great, Deanna. Thank you. This will be very helpful for all of us. You know, one thing that I always did for food preparedness is I always had, Randa, good for you. You're a step ahead of us here. Good for you, Gypsy. I had a lot of food storage as far as it, like in those buckets you get from Lowe's, Home Depot with the handle, one for a bathroom. I had one that was filled with canned goods that were vegetables, one filled with canned Dinny Moore stews, tunas, things like that. Rices, bags of rice, one with bags of beans, one's with instant mashed potatoes, one with jugs of water. Those, but I donated that when I moved because I didn't haul it. So I need to start rebuilding something like that in of an emergency where you can just grab it and go. Because I kind of feel odd that I now. Minnie Panther says, I use a black Sharpie when we have active hurricanes to put my address and number on my dog's bellies. Oh my gosh, that is a fabulous piece of advice. Thank you for sharing. Wow, that is real. That's the thing I would never have thought of, Minnie. Thank you for sharing that. Women's Warrior says, camping stoves handy, wind up radio, solar light, lots of water. Yes, absolutely. Have those little jugs of propane, the little cans of propane. Their heat, they'll put out heat, they will start a fire for you, whatever. But those are so important. Canned food, rice, beans, yes, anything. And I always was like, well, I'm not one who is make a lot of beans, at one time. But, someone said to me, there may be one day you wish you were eating beans. And I thought, you're right. And I started collecting beans too. And another thing they say is collect those canned meats. Even if now they suggest spam, but I'm not a spam person. But that's another thing that me is there may be a day you'd love to eat spam. Tunas, canned chicken, the raviolis, anything that might have meat in it, that protein. Christina, I'm just being snowed in here, probably. I've driven when I grew up in Colorado, we were heading up to ski up in Telluride, canned roast beef. Ooh, I've never heard of that. Yes, first aid kits. I'm going to answer that, Christine, in a second, because I do need to check. As I was talking to you guys about hurricanes and all that stuff, I'm thinking, what does Utah have? Beans and rice are a complete protein, yes, and I was stocked up, and I'm going to do it again. But kid, young, we were probably 17 years old, a bunch of us driving from Colorado Springs up to Telluride to go skiing. Oftentimes you'll go through and they'll say, the sign will be up, avalanche warning. And sure as anything, as we passed through an area behind us, we saw it begin, the avalanche. And we had just gotten through. And then you deal with, how will we get home? Oh, and I can tell you another one. Hard rain, torrential rains. When I was about 18, we all went camping in the mountains for 4th of July. And sounds funny, but we had the hot tubs were hauled in, barbecue grills, a stage because bands were coming. Greatest time you could have. But of course, we were in the middle of nowhere, muddy, and guess what ended up happening? Torrential rains, and we could not get out. Our families were all worried. Everyone was worried. We were not prepared. One of my friends actually got struck by lightning. But he's okay, but he had a little silver earring in his ear, and that's where it got him. But we were not prepared. We were up there an extra 2.5 days before they could get us out of there. And there were a lot of us. There were about 100 of us up there. So you just got to be careful. Christina, I know. Oh, I know where you are, Christina. Never forgive me. So no, let me see. Now that you asked me, I'm going to see what natural disasters, because I don't want to leave this show not knowing. It says the most common natural disasters are earthquakes along the Wasatch Front, wildfires during hot and dry periods, avalanches, severe winter storms, drought, and high winds and landslides. So I have a lot to worry about. I got droughts, I got snow, I have droughts, I've got big snow weather to worry about, wildfires, floods, and earthquakes. Wow. Glad we're going over this. Thank you for asking me that, Caroline. Or Christina, thank you for asking me that. Wow. Okay. So, do you have make sure you have your emergency alerts and warning on? And now, if you're making a plan, what is your shelter plan? Now, we already had someone share their shelter plan. And this, by the way, a lot of this is from FEMA, and you can go to ready.gov for this. And if you have children or grandchildren, they have wonderful games and things you can play to teach them how to handle situations. Crime Time Buzz, could you turn on the notification alert on iPhone? Sure. Let me see. Let me get my iPhone over here. Okay. Wait, grab the wrong one. Hold on. Let me grab the iPhone. Okay. That's what I love about Unplugged is we can have these conversations. Okay, so go into your settings. Let me see. I'm looking for how to get it to you. Now, if you have an iPhone, if you go into your emergency SOS settings, put in your contacts, any medical, it also says that you can push a button that says you can activate where it says call with 5 button presses. If you rapidly press the side button 5 times, a countdown begins in an alarm will sound. When the countdown ends, iPhone will call emergency services. Okay, call quietly. Warning alarms, flashes, and voiceover audio will be silenced when using hold and release or 5 button presses to place an emergency call. Calling after a severe crash, you turn that on. If you're in a car crash, your iPhone and Apple Watch can automatically call emergency services. Your devices will start a countdown, sound an alarm before the call. And then there's a place to put your contacts in below that and your health information, like I'm allergic to penicillin. Probably shouldn't tell the whole world that, but I am. So that I have that in there. Now let me see where it says, let me find out the WEA. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I'm looking for it on the fly. Is anyone there no crying while I'm on here. Is anyone, let me see. I'm going to Google it for you right now so I can give you the specific instructions. Because I know some of you were saying you couldn't. Okay. Hold on. Some of you didn't even get your Amber Alerts. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to share this with you. To turn on your emergency alerts on an iPhone, open your settings app. Tap on notifications and scroll down to the government alert sections. Let's all do it together. Let me get out of this real quick. Okay. Open your settings. And we can take our time doing this. That's why we're here today. And then it says tap on notifications. So if you don't know where notifications are, Google, just put it in the search. Scroll down to the government alerts section. I don't see my government alerts section. Oh, there we go. Okay, government alerts. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to send my photo and show you what I'm looking at. That way I can send you a photo of my phone and you can see what I have here. Okay, let me go to my email. Okay, do you see that? So you're going to go in to your settings and you're going to click. I'll help you. I'll help you, Panda Bear's mom. I'll help with Samsung Galaxy too. That's why we're here. So we won't go any further till you're all set up here. So go into settings. If you can't find notifications on the little search on settings, type in notifications. It'll come up, push it, go all the way to the bottom here where it says government alerts. You can see I have my Amber alerts on. I have my emergency alerts on, my public safety alerts, and the test alerts. You want all of that on, and you will receive anything about natural disasters, weather going on in the area, or Amber alerts. Now, let me look at Samsung Galaxy. Let me check. While the others are working on that one. Okay. So if you have a Samsung Galaxy, open your settings, scroll down, open the settings app, scroll down and select safety and emergency. Hold on. Where did I just put that? Okay, hold on. I'll do that on this phone too. Let me see here. So open your settings. You've got yours on. Good. Good job, Panda. I've got a dog who's dying to go to the LAKE, and she's not going to leave us alone, but I'm ignoring her. Okay, so open up your settings, scroll down, and select safety and emergency. So I'm scrolling right now. I found safety and emergency. Then tap wireless emergency alerts. Got it. Okay, let me go ahead and take a picture of this and send this out too so you guys can see this one. And sorry, I dropped my phone, so the bottom of this phone's going to look cracked. That's why you got to have two. At least I do. I'm a phone dropper. Okay, done. Let me send this so you can see the directions. I'll go back into my Gmail and we will get that one pulled up. Okay. It says, let me get the directions again. Sorry, my friend. So you're going to open your settings, scroll down and select safety and emergency, and then scroll down and you will find wireless emergency alerts. The first thing you do is you activate allowing alerts. And then the Samsung Galaxy has extreme threats to life and property. You can turn that on. Ooh, I didn't have my national alerts on. Why are the national can't be turned off? Okay, your national alerts can never be turned off on your Samsung Galaxy, so you always have those on. Oh, you don't think you received an Amber Alert for Devlin? Oh, wow, that's odd, Panda Bear, because he's right there for you. Then you also have extreme threats to life and property, severe threats to life and property, Amber Alerts, which is the child abduction emergency bulletins. You have public safety messages. Let me turn on. And I have just turned on my which was at the bottom. You didn't see that in the picture. It's right below public safety messages. And then I also have pushed alert or vibration, my alert preferences. I'm going to take off the vibration. A reminder, and you can also put in there how often you want them to remind you. I always have once. You can activate it if you want your alerts in Spanish. And you also can push something where it says always alert at full volume. Ignore do not disturb and other volume settings. When turned off, the most critical alerts may still sound at full volume. Okay. What kind of phone do you have, Gypsy? Yeah, the National Alert Panda Bear, it doesn't allow you to turn it off. So if you're looking at it like on mine, look on mine up here. Let me show you. If you go right, ooh, sorry. Did I just close it? Okay, hold on. Let me pull it back up. Sorry. I guess I closed it. There the TAM. Okay. If you're looking right here, where it looks like your national alerts are turned off, they are not. It says national warning messages cannot be turned off. So they just that's something you can't activate, turn on or off. So it's always activated. Does anyone else need help? Yeah, it looks like it's off, Panda, but it's always on. And it doesn't give you the opportunity to turn it off. So that's why you can't push that. And it looks like it's off because I did the same thing. So is there anyone else who needs help before we move on? State and local tests. Click on that too. You'll want those. And what that is, let me go back and read what it says here. The state and local tests, you receive test messages from state and local authorities, making sure the system is working and activating and people are receiving it. You need lots of help, just not with this. Okay, good. Then we're going to move on. You guys are funny. Okay, let me get back to there we go. Now, sheltering is appropriate when conditions require that you seek protection in your home, where you work, or other location when other emergencies arrive. The length of time you are required to take shelter may be short, such as during a tornado warning or a pandemic. It's another one we didn't mention. In all cases, it is important that you stay informed and follow the instructions of local authorities. During extended periods of sheltering, you will need to manage water and food supplies to make sure you and your family have what you need. Let's talk about managing water. Never ration drinking water unless ordered to do so by authorities. Drink the amount you need. Excuse me one second, y'all. I'm just going to put my little pup in the other room. Oh, come on, baby. You got to go out. I can't hear. Okay, sorry about that. So it says don't ration it. Minimize the amount of water your body needs by reducing activity and staying cool, but drink the amount you need today and try to find more for tomorrow. Very interesting, because a lot of people, what do? When you're out and about, you're in those situations, try and ration your water, and it says do not ration it. Drink what you need today and try and find more for tomorrow. Also, they have those straws. They're like it's not a straw. They have it's a plastic filter. I suggest you get that for your kit because that can purify water from anywhere. It can purify water from anywhere. So if you get one of those little water purifiers, they almost look like the ones I have had they're about probably 6, 7, 8 inches long. And you put them in the water and they purify the water. And there's a little indicator showing you when the water is purified. How do you on your iPhone? I'm not sure what you mean, Bubbly. How do you do it on your iPhone? Go to settings, then go to, let me do it. I will do it for you. Let me get the picture up again. I'm glad we're doing this. See, a lot of us didn't know this. If you have an iPhone, you go to your settings. And then if you don't see notifications in that little search, you can write notifications. And then this will come up and see how and then you go all the way to the bottom to government alerts and make sure, see how my emergency alerts are on. My amber alerts are in green, my public safety alerts, my test alerts. So I have everything turned on. Okay. Does that help, Bubbly? Ask Siri to find water. Yeah, really. Drink water that you know is not contaminated first. If necessary, suspicious water such as cloudy water from regular faucets or water from streams or pond can be used after it has been treated. That's why I'm talking about that straw. Let me pull that up on the internet. Let me pull that up. I will actually get you guys a promo code for this. Hold on. This is what I was talking about, the life straw. That's why I called it a straw. It's a personal water filter if you're hiking, you're camping. I'm a camper. Travel and emergency preparedness. I will get a promo code. Oh, you added all the details? Oh, good, me and you. I'm so glad. I will get a promo code for the light straw. So don't order it. I will have that to you this week in Unplugged. Okay? I'm writing it down right now. Is Beth in here? Beth Legg still in here? Beth, if you're in here, will you remind me? Minnie, will you remind me? I'm writing it down too, but I don't have my actual notebook in front of me. Here, let me. So I want to get you guys a promo code for that so you can get it at a cheaper rate. Okay. That is the life straw. You can put it in water. It will filter that water to where you can drink it, whether you have to get it from a river. And I will tell you something really interesting. Thank you, Minnie. I did a fundraiser for Africa. And we were seeing how many of these life straws we could send to Africa. In the meantime, doing a fundraiser also to bring irrigation to their town in, I want to say, Ghana. and we did it. They actually got, based on the fundraiser I did, they actually got irrigation. They invited me out there to be there while they were building it. We were going to go, but I can't remember why we didn't go. Oh, the director couldn't go with us. So my point is, our principal challenged everyone. If we make the irrigation amount and we get enough life straws out there, I will use a life straw to drink out of the toilet to show you how well they work. Well, they wanted to see her drink out of the toilet. So the money we raised, it was phenomenal. I think my fundraiser was only a couple weeks, and she drank from the toilet with her life straw. She put the water from the toilet in her life straw, purified it, and then drank it. And boy, did the kids get a kick out of that. So that's how I know about the life straw. That's how and being a hiker, not a hiker, I'm not a hiker, I'm camper. I usually have something like that with me. So, but don't buy it now. I will get you a promo code for that. Do not drink carbonated or caffeinated beverages instead of drinking water because they dehydrate just like alcohol does. So if you're short of fluids, carbonated soda, carbonated drinks, caffeinated beverages, alcohol, they're going to increase your need for water, which I never knew. Water storage. Buy commercially bottled water stored in the sealed original container in a cool, dark place. If you must prepare your own containers of water, purchase food-grade water storage containers before filling with chlorinated water. So if you don't want to buy the gallons of distilled water, things you can you want to make your own, it says before filling with chlorinated water, thoroughly clean the containers with dishwashing soap. Sanitize the bottles by cleaning with a solution of 1 teaspoon of non-scented liquid household chlorine bleach to a quart of water. Water that has not been commercially bottled should be replaced every 6 months. And then it says, if you don't have clean water sources, it may be necessary to treat suspicious water. Treating all water for uncertain quality before using it for drinking, food, or washing or prep. The easiest way to do that is through those water filters. So you can brush your teeth, you can do whatever you need to do. It says, in addition to having a bad odor and taste, contaminated water contains microorganisms, which are bacteria and germs that causes diseases such as dysentery, cholera, typhoid, and hepatitis. Okay. So I will get you all that water straw promo code. Minnie, that is so funny you said that. Minnie said, say that louder for the Florida peeps. The liquor store is packed when the hurricane time. Absolutely. Guess what was the first thing we all did on our way to Houston? We stopped at the liquor store before everything closed in Houston. And that's exactly what we did for 5 days. As we played games, we had a little wine, we cooked. And now, it says don't do that. We're all learning, right? Well, Minnie, you can take the water from the toilet and make sure it's purified. Okay. How did we get on that? I thought we were doing the shelter plan. Were we? Oh, yeah, because it talked about water, right? Okay. Let's talk about the sheltering. I want to talk about the emergency supply kit because I think this is really important. Okay. Oop, what did I do? Sorry, y'all. I'm losing it today. Okay. Build a kit. What I will do is whatever's in here that they have, I will get you promo codes for. Hi, VA Dynamics. Good to see you. I will get you promo codes for these, and I will work on that, and I will put them out in an unplugged in the next week. Build a kit. After an emergency, you may need to survive on your own for several days. Being prepared means having your own food, water, and supplies. And we just discussed water, and we discussed some of the canned foods you should have. Make sure you have proteins in there. Make sure you have beans. Make sure you have rice. Even beans in a can, whatever you can get, make sure you have more than one can opener. Okay. But what it has here is the emergency kit, which is awesome. And I want you all to see this. This is the emergency kit. Let me enlarge it for you. What you should have. And it's a checklist. Okay. Prescription medicines and medications and glasses. So these are kind of things that should be in your emergency supply kit. I know sometimes we don't keep extra prescriptions on us, but if you have extra glasses, put them in your emergency kit. If you have a baby who might be with you, infant formula and diapers and wipes. Don't forget your dude wipes. Sponsor of the Pig Fest. Also, pet food, water, and supplies. Minnie's already got that taken care of. Important family documents, such as insurance policies, medical cards, identification, bank account records in a portable waterproof container. I will show you one thing that I use for, I hope they have it on here. Hold on. For waterproof, because when you live by the ocean, you always want to have your phone and everything when you're down at the beach. Let me show you some here, and I'll get you, like I said, don't spend your money yet. I'll get you. Here is some of the things that you can have that will keep personal documents and important things waterproof. You have a dry box here. It's $24.99. You have a cylinder dry box with a lanyard, $16. Then you have collapsible water containers with the spigot. You can get those. You can get a waterproof stowaway. And I will get promo codes on things. It just depends how large your family is. This is hand sized. This is more like folder sized. And then here's other little waterproof boxes you can get. Waterproof storage bins right here. Now I use the ones from, I'll give you a little trick. The ones from Lowe's and Home Depot kind of thing with the handles, that's what I use. And those are waterproof as well. And they can also be used as potties, because in the schools for our emergencies, we have those Lowe's buckets and toilet paper and wipes in them, and a thing that you can pull up that becomes a separation, like a cover. I don't know what I want to say, what it's called right now. And that's all kept inside that bucket. And then if we are all stuck in classrooms, sadly, that's what you have to do. But I also want to show you one that is for a cell phone real quick. So there's different containers. You need storm kits in your cars for snowstorms. Carla HH, I haven't thought about that. I probably need one now too. We also need backup emergency lights and heat, because many times we lose electricity. Yes. Great. Thank you for sharing that with us. Gypsy said yard or garden solar lights are lifesavers when you're without power for days or weeks. Thank you. Lots of ideas. They sell water in a can. Oh my gosh. Always have an ace bandage. You guys are great. Minnie says, I won't stock lots of cans since if I lose power, I'll try to cook and salvage from freezers. Oh, interesting. Okay. What if you're out? What if you have to go though? What if you're somewhere else? You have to evacuate. You may want to have a container, like a big one of these big buckets you can grab with canned goods, candles, batteries, a radio, and batteries. Excellent, you all. Yes. Hi, Maria G. Great ideas. Let me show you one more thing from Amazon real quick. Get into my thing that I want to show you because it's cost barely anything. I had many of these. I don't know if I brought them all. These right here. These are for your phones. And you can get them these are 2 of them. So here you get 2 for $9. They're not expensive, but I'll still get a promo code because we all want to save money when we can. Here's 2 for $8.99. They're wonderful. You can put your Apple Watches in them. Or any watch you don't want wet. You could put your passports in them. You could put money in them, your phone, credit cards. So I will get you some promo codes on a couple of different ones of those as well. Let's get back to it. Okay. Where's the list I was just sharing? Okay, so you need water, 1 gallon. So your basic disaster supply kit includes water, 1 gallon per person per day for several days for drinking and sanitation. This is a good guideline. Let me enlarge it for you. If you want to take pictures of it, you can. Okay. Food, at least a several-day supply of non-perishable food. Battery-powered or hand-cranked radio and a NOAA weather radio with tone alert. What's an NOAA? I'm looking it up right now. NOAA, that's what Minnie just had in there. Let me go back to... It's a nationwide network of radio stations broadcasting continuous weather information. Interesting. How do you get one? Check with stores that sell electronics. Let's go back to Amazon. NOAA radio. I had not heard of an NOAA radio. Here we go. Okay. We'll definitely want promo codes for those. I'll definitely get you some promo codes for these because they're a little bit pricier. But I'm building mine because we don't know when, you all, something's going to happen. We just don't. NOAA weather. Thank you, you all. Also, make sure you have a flashlight and a first aid kit. In that first aid kit, you need to have wipes so you can clean an owie, a boo-boo, disinfectant, bug spray, Tylenol. I'll just get you the whole checklist. Would you guys like a checklist for a first aid kit? If you want it, okay. Thank you, Gypsy. I'm wondering, though, if it might be cheaper with a promo code. I'll do some comparisons, okay? I'll do some comparisons for you. But I can also put out for you guys the first aid kit list. I can give you some lists. I'll get some lists together for you all. Okay, I will get some lists together for you, and then you guys can print them off. Maybe I'll even make them on Canva real cute for you. And then we want a whistle so you can signal for help. Always extra batteries. A dust mask. Now with COVID, we have those around. Actually, I have one right sitting on my bathroom counter right now, which is really funny because I was unpacking something and came across the COVID mask, and I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. So I just kind of put it on the counter till I find a place for it. Now I know where it's going to go. It's going to go in my kit. Plastic sheeting, scissors, and duct tape to shelter in place. Interesting. moist towelettes, garbage bags, plastic ties, wrenches or pliers to turn off your utilities, a manual can opener. Bring more than one. Local maps, because you don't know if your GPS is going to go out. Don't forget your phone chargers. Always have an extra phone charger too, just in case you're at a place where you can charge. And cell phone with chargers and a backup battery. Additionally, soap, hand sanitizer, prescription medicines, non-prescription medicines such as the pain relievers, anti-diarrhea medication, antacids such as Tums or laxatives, your glasses, your contact solution, formulas, bottles, diaper wipes, diaper rash cream, pet food, extra water for your pet, cash. Make sure you have cash on hand or traveler's checks. Important family documents such as insurance policies, identification, bank accounts, records saved electronically or in a waterproof portable container. You need a sleeping bag or warm blanket for each person and change of clothing for the climate and sturdy shoes. Matches in a waterproof container. That's interesting. We always packed lighters, but I guess they can get wet, huh? Well, so could matches. So you could put matches or a lighter in the waterproof containers we just showed. Feminine supplies, personal hygiene supplies, cups, plates, paper towels, plastic utensils, pencil and paper, and books, games, and puzzles or other activities for the kids. Keep your kits in a designated place and have it ready in case you have to leave quickly. Make sure all family members know where the kit is kept. Be prepared to shelter at work for at least shelter for at least 24 hours at work. Your work kit should include the necessities: walking shoes, grab and go case, food, water, all of the above. Just rethink the needs your family needs. I'm going to go back to one thing. Okay. Here is, it says how you can be ready at low or no cost for an emergency. Number one, being ready for those alerts, which we just did. Two, create your emergency communications plan. So you figure out what disasters and emergencies are most common for where you live. Like I just found out, being new in my area, I have to deal with snow, heat, snow, floods, earthquakes, avalanches. Know what's in your area. Create your communication plan. If you go to ready.gov and you find that, they have this free template right here where you can put your information, your household information, your address, the family members they might find in the home or need to look for in case of a fire. So anything on social media that, like, maybe there's you want them to tell people something's going on, you get your social media accounts there, your optional email and medical information. And then you can also here add another name. And here's your emergency plans. This is all on ready.gov and you can fill it right in. You can print it, add another emergency plan. You can add your emergency contacts here, add another emergency contact, emergency meeting places. You put down the location and the instructions, add another emergency meeting place. You can fill this out and print them. Medical information, poison control, doctor name, doctor number, add another doctor, pediatricians, allergies, medical insurance, name and policy, any assistive devices you may have, veterinarian names, veterinarian number, Oh my gosh, it says submit form. Interesting. Let me see this. You may not be together when a disaster strikes, so it's important to know how you'll reconnect if separated. Use this form to create a family emergency communication plan, which you can email as a PDF file once complete. And you can send that to everyone who you know you will be looking out for, need to hook up with, connect with when there is an emergency, whether it's a disaster, whatever it might be. Another thing that we should talk about real quick is if you have children, grandchildren, children who you babysit, children you're responsible for, children you know someone else has that you love and want to share with this information, please have recent pictures. Go down to the police department, have your child fingerprinted. A lot of times at community events, the law enforcement will be there setting up fingerprint cards. I always had that. Have that fingerprint card ready. Have their medical information ready. Update their photos immediately. Keep a kit in case a child goes lost or is kidnapped. Please, because when you're nervous, when you're scared, when you're screaming, searching, praying, crying, you don't want to have to start gathering things. On that list, please put down any birthmarks, any identifiers like that. Your child's description, their age, their height, their weight, their behaviors when they're scared. All of that have ready. Don't wait till that day comes if it ever comes. Please. We always did that with our kids. Arizona was fabulous at community events. Law enforcement was often at those community events fingerprinting the kids. And they gave you a great little kit to go with it for the most recent photo. And then what we did is we created index cards and we stapled it to it of medical information, doctor information, dental information, emergency contact information, all of the above. I put dryer lint on the porch for the birds. They love it for nests. Interesting. Very interesting. Yes. Every time. Oh, I love this one. Bubbly says, make a medical list, medicine list. Update it every time you change your meds. Fabulous. Mine's in my phone. Put it in your phone. That's what you often have with you, but also add it to these lists, please. Gypsy says, Germany, Poland, Finland, UK, and France has already instructed their populations to have a minimum of 3 week supplies due to threats from Russia. Iran told their people the same. Ooh, I just got chills. Yes. That's very good advice. You all are pretty well knowledgeable on this stuff. April from Illinois says, hi, April, in case of emergency, write your name on a part of your body just in case you are not responsive so people know how you are. This is brilliant, and I had never thought of that. And Minnie also said she grabs a Sharpie when they have emergencies and writes their dog's name and address on their tummy. Was it name and address, Minnie? That's brilliant. So one thing you should also always have with you is a Sharpie. If you need one, let me know. I got a bazillion. Just kidding. But I do. I'm one of those teachers who, yeah, who you are. That's incredible. Thank you. That is such a great piece of advice. I love how we learn from you. I love how we learn from each other in here. I want to see what else you all have. I have a plastic milk case in the back of my van with everything in it. 40 bottles of water under it. That's beautiful. That's the right way to do it. Dryer lint can be a good fire starter. Thank you, Texas Plain Jane. Okay, Snowland. I'm gonna need to listen to this because I'm an Arizona girl who just moved to snow. I haven't lived in it in, gosh, decades since I was raised in Colorado, really. Well, no, I lived in Michigan for a while when I went to college. Snowland needs coffee can, candles, canned food, blankets, sweatpants, sweatshirt clothes. You can pull over the clothes you're wearing, boots, matches, lighter, flares, flashlights. Wow, I'm taking a picture of that, Carla HH. Thank you. That is such a great list. Hold on, we just got a new update from at night. Hold on. Oh, gee. Okay. I will be on later tonight, as you know, 9 p.m. Eastern-ish. It might be 9:05 because of the alert, our alerts. I think we're kind of out of alerts, so I'll have to wait till 9:05, but I will cover updates. I will cover the local news updates about Sebastian. I will be covering, and I will be playing the audio that the neighbor had recorded when she was on a phone call, and it's got a lot of information in it, and I've never played it for you, even though it's been all over the YouTube streets, and I do want to play that. Where are you in the desert, VA Dynamics? Are you in Arizona or Vegas? Oh, by the way, everyone, CrimeCon 2026 is in Las Vegas next year. It is in Las Vegas next year. Let me give you the dates in case you're interested. It's in May 29th through the 31st. It's in Las Vegas. And it is May, sorry, I just got distracted by an alert. Like crickets. May 29th to the 31st next year, CrimeCon, Las Vegas. I will be there. Lord willing. We're going to get tickets. Tickets go on sale on September 15th, but that's a short drive from where I am. So I will definitely be there at least one day. Just wanted to let you all know that. So lots to prepare for. Lots to prepare for. A fireproof safe is a good idea because it's likely to get damaged to keep information and documents in also just in case you need it. One for your home, one for the car. Love that idea. A camping tent, yes. In case electricity goes off during winter time, absolutely get those little propanes. Sometimes you can buy them in the 6-pack, the propane, and they're connected like an actual 6-pack. Grab 6 of them. Those little propane containers, you can use them on your cooking stoves. They actually will give out heat as well if you have one of those. Let's see. CrimeCon would be interesting. Let's see what else you guys are suggesting. You're in Arizona too, VA Dynamics. Mojave, I just moved out of there. Moved out of Arizona. Okay, Minnie keeps an extra large duty tarp in case I need to close off an area of a roof or house due to damage. Love it. The military will do that. Write their name and basic info somewhere on their body in case dog tags get lost or whatever. That's incredible. I just had never thought of that. Gypsy says keep that dryer lint and stuff in toilet paper rolls with little Vaseline for a super quick fire starter. Wow. Great ideas with a little Vaseline for a super quick fire starter. Excellent. Hi, Dan. Have 2 places to meet up because one you may not be able to get to. Love it. That's why that one form says one place to meet and then another. Great thinking, Bubbly. Trying to see, make a medical list. Have 3 weeks worth of supplies. We've got Snowland covered here. Just an FYI, tampons tampons are great for stopping bleeding from a bad cut or scrape. They can also be used to start a fire. Steel wool can be a great fire starter, and lint from your dryer can be a good one. Love it. Lots of great ideas. 2 flashlights, big first aid kit. It has everything. Baby wipes. Timu has portable radio. Thank you. I will look all of that up. She says Timu has a portable radio for $10. My friend keeps a safe that is fireproof in her trunk in case of emergency. Also, extra clothes in a duffel bag in her car also. Yes, and now we need to do that, right? Know where you go inside your home for safety. That's a great point. If it's a tornado, aren't you supposed to go in the bathtub or something? Let me see here. Extra weed and rolling paper, says Mini Panthers. Gypsy says glass repair kit, super glue. Traveler's checks. I don't think do they still have traveler's checks? That was funny that I saw that on there. And I was even thinking so many of us don't carry cash because we carry our cards, but if systems go down, you need cash. Absolutely. You can build great kits at Dollar General in the dollar section. That's a great idea. Maybe I'll go up there and do a little filming for you of what we can get. Toothbrush. Yes. Toothpaste. Yes. And Minnie says, honestly, if another country hit her electrical grid, there would be no phones, etc. And this could happen anytime, and we will all need to be prepped. Yes. Yes. Charcoal and extra propane. Remember, yes, they can knock us out like that, right? Knock our communication out. Very true. Fire starter. Love it. You started a bag, Panda Bear's mom, for that your sister-in-law did for you. Okay. Well, we'll get some lists going. Keep nuts and crackers and dried fruit. They last forever and are filling, said Bubbly Beth. I keep a blanket, fanny pack, which is waterproof, jacket, light, heavy, towel, t-shirt, shorts, pants, and gloves, and 2 pairs of socks. Do you keep all that in your car, Bubbly Beth? That is excellent. Headlamps. Yes, Gypsy, that's a great idea. I need to move my Hoover Dam. Is that... You know, what's interesting is I had a friend that I taught with, and she went and did the kayaking trip down Hoover Dam when they camped out on the banks. And I was going to go with her, but something came up. I can't remember what, but I would love to go do that trip. Move by the Hoover Dam. Make ice in bowls for coolers ahead of time. You all are pretty good. You all are pretty good. Pine cones. What are the pine cones? Oh, fantastic fire starters. Amazing, you all. Yes, I do have the hand warmers. April says you can get the hand warmers that are disposable. They stay warm like 2 or 3 hours. They can be used for more than your hands also. Yes, I've always kept the hand warmers. Have a clean bucket or can to catch water to flush the toilet. Interesting. If raining. I love it, you all. And Minnie says, I always keep extra ammo. Good thinking nowadays, right? My goodness, with the things that go on. Well, you all, I hope this helped. I'm glad your phones are set up now. We have ideas on what we need to start doing to prepare ourselves. Keep emergency preparedness in your car, in your home for 3 weeks. Canned goods, waterproof buckets, medicines, eyeglasses. Think of the things you need on the daily, not the things you use on the daily, the things you need on the daily. I'll get you one. Well, I'll price different things for you. Gypsy gave me a good idea going up to the dollar store. So maybe I'll just actually do a filming where I can go up to the I'll go get stuff at the dollar store and show you what we have, what they have. Okay. That would be kind of fun to see what I can get out of the dollar store for these kids too. So everyone, this has been Very informative. You all are very informative. You'll be starting one for Silas. Who's Silas? Your cat, Panda? I need to start them for my animals too. I didn't even think of that. I have their information in waterproof lanyards with the little ID. I have 2 of those, but I need to get some more things for them too. Your pup. Okay, thank you. I love that name, Silas. That's a cute name for a pup. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Minnie. Minnie said, great live teach. You are very welcome. I just want to make sure that we are able to unplug once in a while, still gather, learn things that are so important to learn, and hit those topics. So everyone, I will be on about 9 Eastern time tonight and maybe putting out a video beforehand. So please hit those notification bells, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you tomorrow for Unplugged episode, the next episode, and we will be talking about suicide prevention because this is also Suicide Prevention Month. And we know a lot of people deal with mental health. A lot of times we know it, a lot of times we don't. And there's signs that maybe we can be looking for. April from Illinois says, I love your lives. Thanks for your dedication. Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Thank you. And Teresa says, hey, fam, just quick update. I can't make flyers because I'm not sure they're facts. I had a great lead on my daughter, but turned into a dead end, but I have a new lead. I'll keep y'all updated. Prayers, please. Teresa, can you give us any information that we can post about her or anything? It is going to be a hard subject, but suicide prevention we need to watch it. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you for the update. I'll be waiting for updates, and please email me so I can post about your daughter. And I keep saying sister, and I'm sorry. So I can post about your daughter. Her daughter is 33 and has been missing for 12 days now. They found out 4 days ago. So when you have the facts, let us know, please. I'm sorry your lead turned into a dead end. I will see you all tonight, my friends. Keep keeping on, stay safe, and learn what disasters, what emergencies are in the areas normally that you live and start preparing for them. God bless you all. Blessings. Bless you back, Maria. And let's pray for everyone to stay safe and for all the children who are at risk to be protected before something happens, and for those who are already missing to be brought home. Talk soon, my friends. Thank you for being here.